This trial has been a long process, and we will likely wait a bit longer for a verdict.
We know that can cause stress and anxiety as many, including communities of color, just wait for justice. Our reporter Sarah Plague talked with experts on how to cope.
The paramedic tapped him, and finally the defendant got up.
Waiting for the verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial can cause anxiety, trauma, and can be triggering for people of color, specifically the Black community.
I think there's a lot of fear because, deep down, many in the minority community feel like, Derek Chauvin may get off. And that would be devastating, not just because, it's George Floyd, but just because of the long history of brutality in our community.
Activists, organizations, and pastors like Emmanuel Cleaver III have been out rallying, protesting, calling for change since last year. It can be exhausting.
There's so much invested that we feel like we're a part of it, and that the Floyd family wants justice, but it's really justice for all of us.
Niwa Babayemi, doctoral candidate in the counseling psychology program at KU, says every person should be aware of how much psychological stress they can manage. Taking a break is the first place he'd start.
It can be really difficult to avoid, but it's really important that we take time to heal, we take time to process, which can mean purposely avoiding looking at something or reading something. We're still keeping abreast of what's happening, but we're sort of managing what we take in just so that we can take care of ourselves.
And next, try not to keep it all in. You don't have to go through this all by yourself.
Zoom is a helpful thing, and getting on call lines and doing different things. So yes, it does help because we're actually able to have conversations with one another, encourage one another, pray with and for one another. So it is definitely needed during times like this.
Sarah Plague, 41 Action News.
Babayemi suggests two more techniques. First, remember a place or a point in time where you felt truly happy and transport yourself to that moment whenever you feel overwhelmed. He also suggests intentional breathing. Long breaths in and out until you feel you're in control again. He also adds finding a therapist of color or someone who is understanding of issues and communities of color.